She was the #1 draft pick for the WNBA, and it all seemed great. Until people saw her contract. And then people started screeching for literally no reason.
WNBA players are screaming about unfair pay, but here's the bombshell. They're actually grossly overpaid. You heard that right. The league is hemorrhaging money, and we've got the numbers to prove it. Stick around as we dive into the shocking financials that WNBA players don't want you to see by the end of this video. You'll understand why throwing more money at the problem won't fix a thing, and why Caitlin Clark is still winning big despite her low salary. Did you see what just happened with Caitlin Clark's WNBA contract? It's got everyone talking. When the details leaked, people couldn't believe. Their eyes were talking about a rookie deal worth just $338,500 over 4 years. That's right, one of the most exciting players to enter the league in years is set to make less than $85,000 a year on average.
They cared about her salary, less than $100K a year for the WNBA, for the #1 female basketball player right now. And granted, she is a rookie, but she was the #1 pick. She is huge. She is bringing in huge audience numbers, and people were appalled.
Hold on. There's more to this story than you might believe. Let's look at what some of these irate tweets have to say. When the news broke, social media went crazy. People were furious, saying it was completely unjust and far too low for a player of Clark's caliber. The average NBA salary is $1,119,563, according to one user, which is heartbreaking. When you compare Clark's salary to the average NBA player's salary of over $1 million annually, you'll see how disgusting and hilarious the gender gap in athletics is. One person even said, I decided to Google WNBA salaries before the draft, and I actually want to die. What the hell? That's how shocked people were. But this is where things get really interesting. Some people are pointing out that ordinary people make more money working 9-to-5 jobs, and they're wondering how a superstar athlete could be making less money than an entry-level office worker. They're arguing that these feminists are absurd. Someone other mentioned that average people earn more than this while working a 9-to-5 job. Is this a joke? This is bogus. They have made more headlines than any man that is currently paying women what they deserve in sports. We got a date from that tweet, dude, because I think that is what you are fishing for hope the feminists love, that even President Biden chimed in. You're probably wondering, why did he tweet about this? Doesn't he have more important things to worry about? He tweeted and said, women in sports continue to push boundaries and inspire us all, but right now we are seeing that even if you're the best, women are not paid their fair share. It is time that we give our daughters the same opportunities as our sons and ensure that women are paid what they deserve. Now you might be thinking, okay, but why can't they just pay her more? Well, that's exactly what we're about to break down. There's a bigger picture here that a lot of these reactions are missing. The WNBA isn't handing out small salaries without reason. There are serious financial realities at play. But hold on, we're about to dive into the numbers that explain it all. You'll see why raising player salaries isn't as simple as it seems, and why Caitlin Clark might actually be doing better than you think. Sir, are you actually that dumb, since this is absurd fair share, which is truly what they are being paid? I sincerely hope that this is just something that your awful social media intern tweeted and that you do not genuinely believe it. Even though Caitlin Clark was a #1 draft pick, her salary as a rookie is her fair share based on the market, which is based on how many people watch their games and bring in money to the networks and the teams. That's how business works. Of course, it's dumb of me to expect you to understand how the economy works, but I'm just telling you to get ready, because once you see the big picture, you won't look at WNBA salaries the same way again. Trust me, though, because what comes next will blow your mind. What if I told you that the WNBA's financial situation is more complicated than you might think? The league is struggling to make ends meet, and it's not just about player salaries. Let's take a look at what's actually happening with the WNBA's finances. The WNBA loses about $10 million annually because it is never profitable, according to Brad Palumbo, who we used to work with at FEE. I didn't know that, but I fact-checked it, and it is true, which is unfortunate. He continues by saying that the WNBA salary cap for a team as a whole is $1.46 million, which is the amount that all of their salaries combined need to be. I'm not sure how anyone complained that a rookie like Caitlin Clark isn't getting paid millions, especially when she is deservedly going to make money and get sponsorship. First of all, you must realize that the WNBA's salary cap is only $146 million for the entire team. This is a huge difference when compared to the NBA, but here's where things get really interesting. The WNBA isn't just having trouble paying large salaries, it's actually losing money annually. Why is this happening? It all comes down to viewership and engagement. Less viewers translate into less revenue for the WNBA, which just doesn't have the same degree of fan interest as men's leagues. In a perfect environment, the revenue from TV deals, ticket sales, and merchandise is a difficult cycle to disrupt. For a moment, let's live in fantasy land. Wouldn't it be amazing if all the players, men and women alike, were earning millions and millions of dollars? Of course, in a perfect world, we would all be living in paradise, having no problems, and earning millions and millions of dollars. However, that isn't the case, and your pay is not solely determined by your performance. It also depends on the industry you choose to work in, the company you choose to work for, how much money that company brings in, where the company is located, and a host of other external factors that aren't related to you or your gender. The league is already losing money. If they suddenly began paying players NBA-level salaries, they would quickly go bankrupt. This isn't because they are being unjust, rather, it's because business economics is brutal. But don't worry, there is still a twist that will transform everything you see. The pay situation in women's basketball isn't as straightforward as it seems. There is a whole other side to this story that most people aren't even aware of. And when you hear what's going to happen, it will completely change your perspective on the WNBA pay debate. The numbers are in, and you're going to be astounded to learn that the people who support women's basketball the most may not be who you would think. In reality, the shocker guys are the biggest fans of the NBA. Website traffic, demographics, and audience proposal on WNBA.com can show a site's current market shares among different audiences. WNBA.com audience is 60.3% male and 39.6% female, and greatly outnumbered women in support of the WNBA, which may surprise you at the moment. However, Brett, that's just website traffic, so it doesn't mean much. That was only the initial statistic. Let's take a closer look. Although he tweeted that women in sports continue to inspire us all and push new boundaries, we are seeing that even the best women are not paid their fair share. It is time that we give our daughters the same opportunities as our sons and make sure that women are paid what they deserve, sir. Here are some statistics from March 2023 on interest levels in the WNBA by gender in the United States. Really, it's shocking that more men than women identified as ardent WNBA fans, and even among casual fans, men still led. What's even more shocking is that most women said they were not followers of the league at all. Come on, feminists, you're whining about the sports salary online. The Caitlin contract gap about the women's soccer team's underpayment is upsetting. What you tweeted makes me want to die. Who's accountable? This may seem strange since you're not watching, but the data reveal that guys are actively participating in the league in meaningful ways. So why is it so important? All about audience and money. The WNBA generates more money when more people watch and interact with it, which raises player wages. Therefore, walk the WNBA for more compensation. A tweet suggested that those who gripe about Caitlin Clark's pay should buy Indiana Fever season tickets. Viewership and league money are the issues, not wages. Twitter women complain to feel validated and morally superior as if they are still victims. The problem they've identified as so essential is actually a market phenomenon, not a problem. All that debate about salary discrepancies and improper remuneration is more complicated than it seems. The WNBA's financial issues are due to viewership and engagement, not discrimination the NBA pays the league. The WNBA exists only because of the NBA's $15 million annual endowment, and male viewers outnumber female viewers, therefore players earn hefty pay. The Kings deserve praise for paying Caitlin Clark. How does this affect Caitlin Clark? An eye-opening Twitter message concerning Caitlin Clark's pay suggested buying Indiana Fever season tickets if you're upset. What matters is how many people watch and support the league. Remember the Caitlin Clark WNBA salary craze? Be prepared for a surprise. Star players like Clark can develop the league and draw more spectators, but the league's viewing issues are lowering compensation. That amount is a modest percentage of her salary. She is a great player and role model for women. She will thrive. She will thrive. She already had many endorsements, including this enormous Gatorade deal, which broke Iowa star Caitlin Clark's multi-year contract last year. Gatorade, Nike, State Farm, Buick Tops, and HR Block are now part of Clark's Zero portfolio. Let's not worry about Caitlin Clark's financial situation because she makes a lot of money from a variety of endorsement deals in addition to her WNBA salary. She recently revealed that she had signed a signature shoe contract with Nike, which is valued at over $20 million. But that's a lot of money right there. According to reports, the Nike contract alone is worth over $20 million, which exceeds her whole WNBA pay. This is just one of her numerous endorsement deals. Caitlin Clark, she already had a Zero deal with Nike, and Iowa is a Nike school, so she wouldn't have had the free agency leverage to negotiate this. For context, Clark met with 3 brands while in college: Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Stephen Curry also attended one of these meetings. Landing a $20 million+ signature shoe deal with Nike should put an end to any discussion about whether she made the right financial decision to join the WNBA. Congratulations to Caitlin Clark and her team on closing the deal. Nike went above and above. WNBA players will benefit from this massive deal. Why so many big companies want to work with Caitlin Clark is obvious. Caitlin Clark is a star and a court sensation. WNBA players rarely have this marketability. We don't know a figure, but Caitlin Clark has off-court talent and on-court star power, which sponsors want. How much does Caitlin Clark make from this? It's probably millions. The concern is that her WNBA income was discussed without context. Her Nike contracts, sponsorships, and WNBA earnings are substantial. Only a little amount of her earnings comes from league. Caitlin Clark has turned her reputation and talent into lucrative opportunities. Finally, even though the WNBA's finances are complicated, you can still make a difference. Support women's basketball. Sport watching is vital, since more spectators mean more buying tickets, and appearing in person makes a statement and may increase pay. Since she is a great player with a lot of passion and inspires others, I hope her record-breaking numbers for women's college basketball translate to the WNBA. I also hope that feminists who are unhappy about the pay gap pay attention, since it would be the first time they have ever been consistent on a topic. Remember that endorsements make Caitlin Clark rich, but that's not all. The league requires fan support to grow and overcome hurdles. Visit your local WNBA game next time it's on the schedule. You'll enjoy great basketball and help the sport's future, and you never know when you'll become a fanatical fan. WNBA talent is hard to resist once you start watching.